Welcome to Story Edge X. Today's story is not about war, gold, or glory, but about one father's impossible choice between blood and justice. Stay with us as we unfold the power of ethics, a story that will leave you questioning what you would have done. In a land where betrayal brewed in golden cups, and loyalty was bought in silence. One man chose truth, even when it meant standing alone. This is the story of King Darion of Elgaroth, a warrior who once led armies through fire and storm, yet is remembered not for the battles he won, but for a decision that changed the soul of his kingdom. Darion ruled wisely for 19 years. He had one son, Prince Cale. Loved by all. Brave, charming, and destined to inherit the throne. One day, a frail farmer came to court, trembling. "Your Majesty," he cried, "my daughter was assaulted, in the dark woods, by a man wearing a royal crest." Gasps filled the court. After days of quiet investigation, the truth pierced Darion's heart: his own son, Cale, was guilty. He had been hunting alone, drunk on wine and power, and what he did could not be undone. The council urged the king, "Your Majesty, we must protect the crown's honor. The farmer is poor, offer him gold. This cannot become public. Cale is your only heir. Think of the kingdom." Even Queen Selene whispered through tears, "He's our child. Please." That night, King Darion stood before the portraits of his ancestors in the Hall of Kings. Each king had ruled differently, with strength, with fear, with cunning. But none had faced a choice like this. He whispered, "If I protect him, I destroy everything I taught this kingdom. If I punish him, I lose my son." The next morning, the court was full. The kingdom waited. King Darion rose slowly. "A crime has been committed, by blood of my blood. And in this kingdom, no man stands above the law. Not even my son." He turned to the guards, pain in his eyes, but steel in his voice, "Bring the prince forward. The same hands that harmed an innocent girl shall never harm again." Before the court, in front of nobles and commoners alike, Prince Cale's left hand was severed. Not in anger, but in the name of justice. The silence that followed was heavier than any war drum. The queen collapsed in tears. The crowd watched in stunned horror. And Cale screamed. A cry not just of pain, but of shame, regret, and the unbearable weight of what he had done. His blood painted the marble floor. But it was his soul that felt truly shattered. As Cale lay trembling, his breath shallow, the king knelt beside him and whispered, "You will leave this palace, this title, and this crown. Go into the same villages where your cruelty destroyed someone's life. You will serve, not with hands, but with humility. You will seek forgiveness, not by asking, but by becoming someone worthy of it." Cale was exiled for 10 years. Not only broken in body, but now tasked with rebuilding his soul. Years later, old and gray, Darion stood on the balcony overlooking a peaceful Elgaroth. His ministers often asked, "Your Majesty, do you regret what you did?" He answered, "Every day as a father, but never once as a king." True ethics is not choosing right over wrong. It's choosing right over what you love. Justice without action is a speech. Justice with sacrifice is a legacy. And that was the power of ethics. A story not just of kings and punishment, but of the courage it takes to do what's right, even when it costs you everything. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And tell us in the comments, would you choose justice over your own blood? This is Story Edge X, where stories cut deeper.